Just reload the restream.
Yeah. Oh no, I see a line. I think it might be gone.
Testing, seeing if we're back live again. I think we are. All right, we may be on a new stream, but here we go. So, what step of faith does God want you to do? That's my question tonight. And even if you don't know what the next step is, that was such a huge day for me to step into that new territory, and yet so many things that God has done in the time since then. I've written music since then, I've published books since then, I've preached on the internet since then, I've preached in churches, I've been pastors on staff at churches. Uh, Sometimes other people recognize things in you that you don't recognize. I know that this man recognized something in me, and he said, Eric, this is what you need to do. I remember talking to a woman who was going through a difficult situation in her marriage, and I was counseling her through that. This was before I was a pastor, and she said, Eric, you should be a pastor. That's what you really should be. And I thought, oh, no, that's the farthest thing from my mind. I don't have any intention of being a pastor. And she said, no, really, you should be a pastor. And eventually, that's exactly what I did. And I eventually became ordained, and I've gone on to be a pastor for the last 25 years. Sometimes there are things people recognize in you that you don't recognize in yourself. Are there some things that people may have said to you that might be helpful? In fact, even doing these bedtime stories, people have said, "Oh, Eric, your voice is so calm. You're so soothing. It just helps me to relax and unwind and put me to sleep." Basically, is what they're saying. But I thought, well, maybe that's a good idea. We'll do the bedtime stories, and the same with the piano music. They'll say they put it on at night and they wake up in the morning, and it's still playing. So I know they're sleeping through it. But sometimes you have to play to your strengths. If that's what your strength is, then that's where you put your effort and your time. And rather than fight it, you embrace it and say, all right, let's do that. So I want to play this song for you, and then I want to pray for you. This song is from my new musical called St. Nick the Musical. We're still working on what the title might be, and we're still working on much of the music and much of the script for it as well. But we've just finished a song called Is There Room? This is a song I actually had written a few years ago for a different project, but then it fits so well for this, and a woman in California, Annette Dale, wrote the words for it, and Matt Ludwig has orchestrated it beautifully, and we just brought in a singer who's singing our young St. Nick called Thomas Toohill, and he recorded this week. And just last night at midnight, I received the final mix of the song. And it's so beautiful, I thought, well, I can wait until we actually release it, until we actually get done with the whole musical. But I thought I'd give you a sneak peek tonight and just let you hear the whole song. It is so beautiful. It's just perfect for the scene in the show, which happens when Nick has gone through a terrible tragedy, and he's wondering if